Hello everyone, I have here the LEGO City 2023 Construction Digger Set from the City line. This comes with 148 pieces and I built it live over on Twitch. I paid $20 US for it and you can find it tagged on the video if you're interested in looking it up on shopping sites. Set comes with 2 minifigures, and though the main digger vehicle is the star of the show, they have some side builds also. This is intended to be like an old bench that's partly broken apart, and you can come in and actually destroy it further with the jackhammer attachment. Take some of these leaf pieces off, which are a beautiful new dark green color. Great to see that. Definitely need a lot more of that. Knock some of these things off, get all this flattened out, and then apply this to it using your machine, which turns the thing into a modern bench. You can see it as like a bus stop sort of thing, and it has a solar panel up on top and gives you charging capabilities for things like a phone, possibly also, if you use your imagination a little bit, for a car. Now the digger itself is in the form of a combination front loader backhoe, probably a 4-wheel drive design because of the similar, equal sizes of wheels and tires front to rear. The front loader, is it able to get to the ground? Not like this, not with the bucket actually in a loadable at a loadable angle, but you can bring it down to here. It gets closer, still not touching the ground. It's flat. You have to actually dig in just a little bit in order to pick up. I do wish that they had designed this to allow it to be flat just for the sake of play, to be flat to the ground while it's actually on the ground. As it is, you have to kind of angle the whole thing forward a little bit, and that's not absolutely ideal. Just speaking from experience as someone who as a kid played with things like this a lot, and as an adult has tested them a lot as well, but you're able to lift the load up and you're able to dump just fine, no problems with that. At the rear, this is what I was most interested in back here. They've got this jackhammer attachment, which can be used for, breaking into things and breaking things apart. That actually works just fine because there's enough strength there. You can go at stuff with it. It's very simple looking, but what I'm personally missing here desperately is a bucket. I need a small bucket. They just don't have one to go with this hinged system. But let's see, if I tried to fake it, because I want to, I really want to be able to dig with the backhoe. If I tried, well, I wouldn't get very far. I can't really load material. It's just not able to bring it. You kind of get it. It's not really working. It's not really working. I know this thing is not intended to work there, but I had to try. I had to give it an attempt. So they really just need to come up with a smaller bucket, and also probably an additional joint in order to make that work. That is more than a little bit of a disappointment for me from the perspective of play. There are clips on the side, so one of the figures right now has this really should be turned in this way, not like that by default. One of the figures right now has a shovel, just for cleaning things up. There's also a broom there for your cleanup. Super Mario piece used to pretty good effect on top. Nice and simple. And inside you got the steering wheel towards the front and a couple of joysticks towards the rear. This all works out just fine to me. I like the reuse of these windscreen pieces, 6-wide windscreen pieces for the fenders. Not the first time they've done that for a vehicle like this, but it works well. The steps at the front, or steps on the side rather, are nice, and there's also a hitch. And then there's this. This is a forklift attachment to turn this into a material handler or reach loader. Basically in a wheeled forklift. It's not absolutely ideal, with a boom arm, but it'll do the trick because it will do this. It will allow you to load this up, and that works just fine, like from a play perspective, to be able to pick things up. And they have other things presently in the line, and they have for some years, that are compatible with these forks at that particular distance right there, stuff that you'll find on trains and such. So this is definitely something that's valuable to add to an existing long-term growing city. Sorry about the eyelash right there, but yeah, see, that works just fine. Here's a closer look at the 2 minifigures, and they do share the same torso, which is absolutely appropriate, but they have different headgear pieces because one of them has the longer hair, and that works out just fine. Nice to have that dual molded piece underneath there. No alternate face for this one, obviously none for that, and that's just that. Finally, these are the handful of leftover pieces, and there are no stickers for this set. Again, I paid $20 US for this. It's 20 euros or 18 pounds UK. And I think that the value for the amount of stuff that you get here is very good. Very, very good. And I think the build and everything is appropriate for the suggested age range, which is 5+. It's actually pretty nice for for that. But the play value is not quite where it should be, honestly, at least in my opinion. I should be able to get that bucket down on the ground. I should not hear that snap. It should be scraping right now. I should be able to get it into a position where it's scraping so that I can just do this and pick up a bunch of stuff, including, random little rocks and pieces of Playmobil and other toy bits and pieces of cereal or whatever. As it is, the tines here are going to push against things a little bit too much, and that just makes it not as cool as it should be. And also, again, just back here, I should have a small bucket of some sort. Even if I had to turn it backwards, which is not ideal, still, for me as a lifelong fan of backhoe excavator type things, I need that. I need that, and it's a miss to not have that. I really love getting those dark green pieces, though. Dark green. Looking forward to all of the foliage pieces we can possibly get in every color, and it's a little bit of a treat also to get the prints for the wooden planks here, which kids would be able to use certainly for other builds to make them feel a little bit more realistic and a little bit more present. Same thing for the solar panels here. Prints, always a good thing as long as they're really, really useful for many different possibilities. That's about all I have to say about this one, though. So thank you very much for watching. Many, many more videos to come. See you on Twitch or back here on YouTube. Bye for now.